You're watching the Evercade Effect.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Evercade Effect. This is Ed. Today I'm super pumped and excited to kind of go over my top 5 Neo Geo games that we're going to not get in Evercade. And I think a lot of you out there, like myself, are big Neo Geo fans. You remember playing this in the arcade, on the Big Red, or maybe you were lucky enough to know a friend who actually had one of these bad boys. And you can remember in the back of the magazine seeing the Neo Geos, the elusive system, and seeing them in other gaming magazines or whatnot that you wish you could own. So to me, this is a very special system. Yeah! I'm so happy that we get 3 collections in Evercade, but I kind of feel like for one reason or another, either due to licensing or because Blaze is a gem and they want to make us wait until next year that they're stretching it out, we're not going to get these games, which is a real shame. So I thought I would go ahead and cover 5 games we're not going to get on Evercade. That would be a fun video. And, we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. So, League Bowling, you can see right off the bat, 4-player mode. Tell me this wouldn't be awesome for that alone on the VS. This is a total party game. Have your friends over, have a couple of drinks, a couple of beers, sit down, pass the controller, play the game. It's totally chill. You can, chat in between. It's not like something like a fighting game. We both have to pay attention. But anyways, it's very simplistic. You can see the controls. And I really wish we would have got this instead of Super Sidekicks, because we already have plenty of soccer games on Evercade. And this is just something neat. It comes in at number 5 because it's definitely not the best game on the Neo Geo, not even the best sports game out there. And it's very common, but I think it's fun. I think this screams Evercade, screams party game. I mean, look at the animations and everything. It's a simple game, really fun, and nothing else. I think some people would just love this alone. Play with their friends, even if you only pop this in a couple times a year for that. But still, first player mode by yourself, still a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm just kind of really disappointed this wasn't here. It comes in at number 5. Yeah, and it's just a shame. All right, so number 4 we're going to get into, which I believe is the best shooter on the Neo Geo, great arcade shooter in general. And the reason this is here at number 4 is because it's a game that's in the Super Pocket. And I think Blaze knows what they have. So let's go ahead, let's dive into number 4. And that, of course, is Blazing Star. Yeah, I was I was so disappointed that this was hidden behind the Super Pocket and tied to it. Blaze knows what they have. I don't think we're going to see any more Neo Geo collections here in 2025. We've already got 3. If we're going to get this, they're going to make us wait until 2025. Yeah, we got Ironclad, which is a cool shooter, and it was one of those that was exclusive to the Neo Geo CD, which is great. We also went ahead for shooters. We got, we're looking at Collection 3 here. Twinkle Star Sprites, I love that. I think that's a fun, great game. Glad that's on here. And Ghost Pilots, which isn't horrible. It's not super awesome, but it's nothing compared to this game. This game really reminds me of R-Type, with the charging shots and all the power-ups that you get, and man, all the beautiful colors, and look at the like scrolling in the backgrounds. Oh, I really feel like this belongs here. And it's just a shame that Blaze didn't throw this on here, that they want you to buy the Super Pocket unless you want to wait, or we may not even get this next year. But yeah, that's why this is at number 4. It would have been down lower on the list, but we have it on the Super Pocket, to be fair. But yeah, I was just really disappointed when the Super Pocket was announced. When I saw this, I was like, great, we are probably not going to see this in cartridge format. All right. So moving on to number 3, kind of as mentioned about games being exclusive to the Neo Geo CD. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this one. So this is Cross Swords 2. I mean, yeah, we get Cross Swords 1. I mean, look at this. You can pick a ninja. You can pick 3 other people. You can't do this in the first one. And I really feel like this should have been on the collection unless Blaze is teasing this and they're going to drag this out until next year. This game is a lot longer than Cross Swords 1. Cross Swords 1 is fairly short, and you saw the character select, you get more options. And this was locked to the Neo Geo CD, so it's something that's really unique. Now, they could just be teasing it and waiting until next year. We have a 2-year partnership with Neo Geo. We're probably going to see at least 3 more arcade collections next year. I really hope this is on it. But yeah, I would have really liked to see the sequel instead of the first one. When I saw Ironclad, I was excited that, hey, we got, a Neo Geo CD game. That's something neat. Maybe we'll see Cross Swords 2 this year. Of course we didn't. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun. It really reminds me of the style of Punch Out in the arcade, that kind of like that wireframe that you can see through. This is just something that's a unique experience and a lot of fun today. You know, in the arcade, you would go ahead and play this like using a sword with sensors. I can't remember the name of that arcade game. If you know, put in the comments below. That was a lot of fun. But this was kind of before using like using like light guns and those kind of props. I guess you could call it a light sword. But yeah, this was just really neat. I wish we would have seen it here. But oh well. So these next two definitely have a lot of nostalgia to me. I think they're great games, and by Neo Geo law, we got to have a fighting game that I think should have been on here. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk World Heroes. Perfect. There's a few World Heroes games. There's the first one, which is kind of meh. It doesn't have as big of a roster, and use 3 buttons. World Heroes 2, still really great. You have this awesome mode called Death Matches with spikes and things in the background. This was really a toss-up, and then you have like World Heroes 2 Jet, which then expands upon that, and you have World Heroes Perfect, which takes everything into consideration except for the fact that you don't have death matches, but you do get 4 buttons. And this is a Street Fighter 2 clone, but a really good one, and it has like it's characters and everything. This character that I'm playing here is really similar to Ryu and Ken. One move I believe I do like a better kind of Dragon Punch. And by the way, all these games I played with the Neo Geo 8-bit controller, and they play like a dream, so I know they're going to be awesome. I never played. But yeah, you can like the fireballs and things. There we go. Oh, let's see if I can do it. But there we go. Now I did it. But yeah, this was just a unique fighter. I would have liked to see it. I know I have some other great fighting games and whatnot, but this one is different. And Evercade is just kind of about like having different games that aren't as widely known or whatnot. But sadly, it's not here. Now it comes to number 1. Definitely, it's a lot of it is because of nostalgia. I have lots of fun playing this in the arcade with the big sprites and everything. Especially if you've ever played the off-brand Nintendo version of this. But you'll know when we go ahead and take a look at it. Probably due to licensing, I don't think we're going to see it, but that's a real shame. That is, you just saw the Technos Super Dodgeball. This game, I cannot express how cool when I saw this. Just like, oh man, I love the anime characters and how you could do like special moves and you pick a team of 3 and just like the Nintendo version, just like all the flickering and everything. This was just so much better in every way, shape, or form. But yeah, I love the background, the bigger sprites, the 3-on-3, and when your character gets knocked out, then they go on the side and they can still help, and it's just so much fun, just like button mashing and throwing the ball. But there's strategy, right? Like the first match, you'll see here, I can just keep throwing it. Yeah, check out the special moves that you can do. I do fairly well, but they do that to be misleading. Like a lot of arcade games, the first match is a lot easier, and then once you get into the second one, they start kicking your butt. They want you to pump in your quarters. But yeah, this was just a unique experience as a kid. I loved it, but it was a lot of fun, especially 2 players. Hello was just really great, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of this game. I know it's a tricky one because of the Techno license. I would have loved to see this on the on a Technos collection on Evercade, but sadly we're not getting another Technos arcade collection this year. But yeah, this is just one of those games that's just not as well known. I think it's great. I'm gonna admit, because of nostalgia and all those reasons, it comes in at number 1. But yeah, so those are my top 5. I'd like to hear, what are your top 5 Neo Geo games that you'd really like to see, that you don't think we're going to get, that you wish we had? Go ahead and put it in the comment section below. I know probably the people are going to list other arcade games, like, or IPs or companies, Sega and whatnot. But yeah, the time I'm recording this video, I don't know if we're getting Sega, but just let me know in the comments below what you would like to see. And if you happen to stumble here into the YouTube verse and you like this type of content, it would really mean the world to me to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I go live twice a week. We have Evercast, a weekly Evercade podcast, and you're not going to want to miss out. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to go ahead and thank my channel members. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Thanks, Crashline, Immortal Sojourn, Amber Cummings, Joe Whitlush, Alex Groot.